to the show, guys. And so, if someone were to say, I lost my train of thought because I was in awe of a beautiful woman. I don't know which poem that would be, but guys, I'm sitting in the presence of beauty and brains, if I'll call it like that. And her name is Engracia Efua Kaley Mofuman. She's Miss Universe Ghana, represented Ghana beautifully. Just like you, we're going to get to know her today for the first time here on the BFS, and hopefully we'll have an amazing conversation. When we are done, she'll be our friend for life. Hey, welcome.
Thank you.
And so how should I call you? Engracia
or Efua, however you want it to be.
How do people call you? Okay, I'll stick with Efua. This
That's
is
great.
The station of the nation.
That's fine.
Better safe than sorry. I don't want to be mixing my L's and my R's when I'm in the presence of someone who speaks 4 languages again.
Thank you so much.
Wow. And so you speak French, English, Spanish, and Portuguese.
Yes. I just feel blessed anyways.
And English?
Yes, and English.
Do you speak Chi?
I speak Chi.
Do you speak Fanti? Do you speak Ga?
No, I'm not Fanti in Ga, but then for now Chi. But I'm really, really much fascinated about Fanti. I would love to speak it.
Okay. You Efua Kaley sounds Fanti.
Unfortunately, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm from Ashanti region.
Okay, now, okay, so at which age did you learn French, or when did you become fluent in French? How did you come about being fluent in these languages?
Yeah, so fun fact, I actually grew up in several African countries, and then exactly, so that's where it starts from.
Okay.
And my mom is from Equatorial Guinea.
Okay.
Yes, for those who didn't know, so I'm 50-50, and in Equatorial Guinea they speak Spanish, which makes it more easier to understand. And then I started my primary school in French, and I did my secondary school in both French and Spanish. It was pretty much difficult, but education comes first.
Okay, yeah.
And then later on, I did my tertiary in English. That was in Koforidua, All Nations University.
Okay.
And then GIMPA as well, with my master's degree in international relations and diplomacy. So I had the opportunity to use my 4 languages in whatever I do.
Okay, and you are how old?
I'm 27 years old now.
Wow. Okay, so now let's talk modeling. At what age did you start strutting the runway? When did you know that you wanted to do this for life? Do you want to do this for life, or it's just a passing by hobby?
Yeah, so it was never something I really wanted to do for life. I think, you know, situations come in life and then you feel like, okay, let me try out something. So I'm someone who is really diverse, and then I like to try other things to be able to put myself out there, or to better myself in life.
Okay.
So whilst I was in school, there was a situation where I couldn't afford my fees anymore, and I was like, well, I can't just sit down and, you know, be crying out to my parents all the time. I want my school fees and all that. So I started getting into modeling to get some money for myself. But in as much as you get into modeling, you need to know who you are as a person first of all, because there's a lot going on in that industry. That maybe that would be a subject for some other day.
Okay.
And so I believe that I went for it because I felt like I could fit in, and I'm very much diverse when it comes to art. I love entertainment, and so I went for it. And after I got into it, it built me to accept myself more, to become more confident about myself, because when you're on a runway, you walk, you know, in the midst of hundreds of people, and then all you have to think about is who you are. I mean, like, the stage is yours, so you own it, and you become more confident about yourself. You appreciate who you are as a person. Exactly. And I was like, if I have that, why not try pageantry?
Okay.
And then I went to pageantry because I had a purpose, because pageantry is not just glam and glitz, there's more to it. And the sad part in our country, in Ghana right now, is we've lost interest in pageantry, and I just hope we get that back, because there's so much to it, and it's a platform that really empowers the young ladies out there.
Why do you think Ghanaians in general have lost interest in pageantry?
I think that
what's the disconnect?
I think there have been a lot of perceptions about pageantry, especially in Ghana. We know we have our culture, we have a lot of things we believe in Ghana. So when you hear a lady is a model and then she's a pageant or a beauty queen, the people start wondering, okay, exactly,
perceptions
the
around
perceptions,
that.
hey,
Yeah.
she's a model, maybe she might be doing some kind of things, you know, she's probably exposed to kind of things, and
Right.
she doesn't cover up, you know, she exposes her body, but I think it goes beyond that.
Okay.
And it's high time we understand that pageantry is a great platform, not only to represent yourself as a person, but to sell the country. We are ambassadors to the country. You see, when I went upstairs on that
On the
stage,
stage, yeah.
I wasn't called Ingrassa, I was called Ghana.
Yeah.
And it's amazing to be there, you know, to represent a whole nation. And you can't do that if you don't have a whole nation backing you up.
We like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we are talking about modeling and what has catapulted you here, we're going to take a break, okay? And I'm sure that you saw this video on your timelines. It was everywhere, and it was a moment to be, you know, proudly Ghanaian. So we are going to bring that moment back again on your screens, and we'll come back and talk to Efua. She'll tell us what she felt and all that she went through. So it's coming up now.
Ghana 20.
Wow. That was a moment that everybody was proud of. Okay, so first, who put together your ensemble?
I believe in women empowerment, and I believe in strength in femininity. I believe that we have something within us that we even need to discover ourselves first before bringing that to the world. And people need to know that women are stronger. We are just beyond being a simple gender.
Right.
Just, you know, being females. There's so much more we can add to the society. There's so much more we can do. And coming from the Ashanti region, you know, representing a group of women who have really impacted the country so much, and then looking up to Yaa Asantewaa, and we all know the story behind
Yes.
Yaa Asantewaa. I wanted to showcase to the world that Ghana is also, you know, is a nation of women, strong women who come out there and then have an impact in the society and can do something to the universe or the world. Yes.
It was beautiful. And so, was it heavy?
It looks heavy, but it wasn't, and I'm glad that I actually worked with.
The picture will come up again.
Yeah.
Girl, there was a whole golden stool on your head.
Yes.
It wasn't heavy.
Yes, it wasn't heavy. It wasn't
Okay.
heavy. If you actually look at even my national costume, when I competed in Ghana, I also had a golden stool, but it was at the back.
Right.
And then now I decided to have it on my head because I felt like we are carrying, this is the soul of our country, and we are carrying it on our head. It's something that we need to fight for, something that we need to represent out there. And I'm so excited because I work on that with my friends, so they really understood what I wanted to showcase.
Okay.
And shout out to Ragel Day for that costume. And I had my friends as well giving me ideas on how I'm supposed to go about the colors. And you know, Ghana is the land of gold.
Nice,
And
yeah.
exactly. So I wanted to use those colors, and then we have pictures of some women who really impacted Ghana in one way or the other.
Okay, and so how long did it take for you to put the outfit together? And how many minutes did it take to put it on and run on stage?
Right. Trust me. Actually, when I wore this outfit, it wasn't easy. And you know, you're out there. You're the only one who knows how to wear your outfit. So there's a lot going on. And then you have a corset, and you have to wear something, and it's crazy. So I think it took about, because I had already worn it here, so
Okay.
I had rehearsed on that. It took about maybe 10 minutes, and then just get someone to, you know, fix you up and tighten you and all that. And working on stage wasn't easy. And they were like, "Rush, you need to go, you need to go, you need to go." So there was so much going on at once. But then I'm just glad that I was able to be on stage and then represent Ghana to my best.
Okay. And now to the experience itself at Miss Universe World. How was it like interacting with people from other countries, other models, other beauty queens, dealing with temperaments? Were you guys put together in the same place? Did you have like rigorous exercise routines? Tell us how it was like, the whole experience.
I think it's one of the experiences I really wish every young lady could experience, like she can have in her life, because it's something that builds you up mentally, physically. You are surrounded by more than 84 countries. And it's crazy and it's beautiful to have different cultures coming together, people talking about their foods, their cultures, their beliefs even. And I think it encourages diversity. It encourages different cultures, because when I was there, I had to preach on Ghana. I had to preach on where I was coming. Oh, yes, you have to.
Yes.
You have to make sure when they go, they have Ghana. Like, hey, I met this girl. She's from Ghana. I didn't even know Ghana. Some people don't even know Ghana as a country.
Imagine.
Exactly. So when you go out there, this is your goal. This is your purpose. This is a platform for you to actually be like, hey, there's a country called Ghana, and then we are right at the center of the world. Some people don't know about that, and then to me, it's an amazing experience to share that, and it made it very much easy because I could speak Spanish, French, and Portuguese. So if I see someone from Venezuela, I hit it up in Spanish. I hit someone from French, from France, and then we speak in French.
Okay, just because you're here, and I like to do this to my beautiful guest, try convincing our viewers who are French, viewers, why they should visit Ghana.
Okay.
In French, in Spanish, in Portuguese.
Oh, wow.
Yes, please.
That may take so much time. Can I just choose to do one?
Yes. Choose any language.
Okay, sure.
Which one?
Ah, we can do the French.
Okay, cool.
Okay, great. Okay, salut à tout le monde, j'espère que vous allez bien. Moi, c'est Efua, Kaley, Mofuman-Miss, je suis Miss Universe Ghana 2022. Alors, j'aimerais vous inviter à visiter le Ghana, parce que le Ghana, c'est déjà un très beau pays. Nous sommes situés juste au milieu de l'Afrique, ou bien du monde entier. Et moi, je viens de la région centrale. C'est vrai, en fait, c'est la région centrale du sud du Ghana. Et puis, nous sommes très riches en or et il y a beaucoup de beauté, il y a beaucoup de choses à découvrir au Ghana. Alors, j'aimerais bien vous inviter, si vous pouvez, s'il vous plaît, passez-en. Et surtout, même, il y a un temps très, très particulier que vous pouvez visiter le Ghana qui est en décembre. Alors, je vous attendrai au Ghana. Du coup, si vous voulez venir, n'hésitez pas à me contacter sur Instagram ou bien où que ce soit. Je serai toujours là pour vous. Je vous aime.
Wow. And gracias to you all. Okay, so at which point of the pageant did you sort of like feel maybe a little intimidated during any point during the pageant?
Yes.
At the point?
So I got this question several times, and I felt like there was really not intimidation because I felt unique, because I knew who I was. Exactly. You get, I'm not trying to say that we're all uniquely beautiful, of course, but then there's something about knowing who you are, something about knowing what you have, what you possess, and then what you can bring on the table. I don't know if you understand. So I never felt intimidated, but I felt like I was an add-on. I was a plus to the Miss Universe.
Nice.
So there was not intimidation. So I was there for a purpose, and that's what I did.
We like it. Okay, and so what's next?
Yes, so right now I'm working on my project. I launched it by the grace of God after I won Miss Universe Ghana, which is the Power in the Pencil project. It's an education project. It's a drive-in that teaching every young girl the most basic form of education, that is to read and to write. And I'm grateful because I'm working hand in hand with the Ministry of Education and some other agencies as well from the Ministry of Energy. They're really, really supportive. Thank you for that. So now that I'm back, it's just been a week and I'm just trying to rest and then get myself back together and hoping that from next week I continue with that. And yeah.
Okay. Now you are a strong advocate when it comes to culture, okay? How do you think Ghana has fared in terms of showcasing our culture out there, and what you think could be add-ons?
I believe so much in pageantry, right? I believe in pageantry because I know that we are a great people, we're a great country, and there's so much culture. In fact, you don't need to. Kente is all over the world. As we speak right now, people are using Kente everywhere. But how do we sell Kente? How do we bring it and let them know that Kente is something really meaningful to Ghanaians? It's not just any cloth. It's something that means something. You won't see kente anywhere. Once you say like, hey, this is a Ghanaian cloth. Everybody has that. It comes from Africa, but we're in Ghana. What does it mean? How do we sell all these values out there? And then pageantry is the best. I think for me, is the best platform. Those few seconds or few minutes I had on stage there, everybody was like, wow, this is from Ghana.
Nailed it.
Exactly, this is from Ghana. And with that, people are watching, okay, she was having a stool. They want to know what was the stool about. They want to know the costume, the ladies on the costume. Imagine if this dress was in kente. They probably asked that, maybe the kente cloth means something for Ghanaians, for her to represent, a whole nation during the national costume competition. So I believe that we can use pageantry to even go to do better. I'm not saying we're not doing better already. I mean, we have the year of return, in December. I mean, all the fun going on, but then what next after the fun? Because when they come, they go. We can't only focus ourselves on Black Americans. We have Germans, we have Chinese, we have Filipinos. All these people need to know that there is Ghana and there is a culture that we need to sell. They need to know our roots. They need to know about us. And we can sell our truth pageantry because it's not just glitz and glam. The national costume there tells you more. I mean, it tells you more about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're passionate and you get your points across well. A little bird whispered and asked if you would go into politics, perhaps, and if you would, which of the ministries would you go into and why?
Yeah, I mean, politics. I wouldn't say politics. I'm more of a diplomat because I believe in bringing people together, right? I don't believe in taking parts because everybody has a point and it needs to be supported some way, somehow.
Right.
I believe in diversity. And if there's one ministry that I will go for, in fact, I've been fighting for that ministry. I'm sorry.
Already fighting for that ministry?
Yeah. I'm sorry, Honorable, if you are watching. So I'm really, really passionate about the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Foreign Affairs,
Yes, because I believe that I'm an ambassador and that's the best place for me to be at.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. And so if you were to market any of our local dishes, which one would you which one would you pick? Why are you laughing?
I love food still. This is like the right question. I love kenke. I'm an Ashanti but I'm not so fan of fufu. Kenke is the best for me. So,
kenke and what?
Kenke and fish and then shito, and my friend does, she makes the best shito.
Nice.
I'm sorry. But then she makes the best
You're a
shito.
kenke girl, eh?
I'm a
Nice.
kenke girl,
Join the club. See? There's somebody here you should meet. Okay, so it's kenke you're going to market.
That's it.
Why kenke? I mean, it's a personal favorite, but why would you choose it out of the law?
I think there's something about kenke that's just different, to me, you can use kenke to do anything. You can use kenke to do the ice kenke. You can use kenke for a lot, and then the taste is out of this world. It's not just like fufu or banku, and even jollof. Jollof is there. Wache is also there, but then kenke is the best.
Well, what time during the day do you like your kenke?
Every time.
How many times can you eat kenke in a day?
I can eat kenke for this is Ghana, so please, we know what we eat for breakfast, for lunch and dinner. So any day, anytime. Yes.
Okay, and so since you love kenke so much, do you have like a personal trainer? Do you have like a serious exercise regime, or you just sort of breeze through the day?
Honestly, it's been a tough time because exercising wasn't made for me. It wasn't made for me, but then in the world where you find yourself and you know where you want to get to, it comes along. You need to shape yourself. You need to be in good shape, basically. You need to have good skin because they all look at that as well. You need to be strong physically and even mentally. And then exercising is really, really important. And I'm grateful for Eden Heights Apartments. They are the sponsors of Miss Universe Ghana. They have a sports complex where you have all that's available. And that's where I've been going to, to have some little exercise and then keep myself together. Nice.
Okay. So we've seen certain videos of models on the runway, and then there's a little drama around there. Then they fall. Have you ever had that, like whenever you strutted the runway? Thought about that, even the fear of that. Do models think about that? Like, what's your biggest fear before you strut the runway?
I think my biggest fear is about not really selling what I'm wearing.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my biggest fear. And I think stepping on the runway, definitely, if you're not comfortable in what you're wearing or the shoe or the dress, it might show on your face and you might not be able to sell whatever you're wearing well. And then being on the runway and stripping, I'm glad you're asking that question because it looks like you didn't actually notice when I even wore the gown. Nobody noticed anything. So that's how you're able to get yourself together.
Yeah, we just saw the beautiful part.
Exactly. I couldn't walk in my heels on that stage, but I had to tiptoe in heels and then walk well.
Oh.
And that's it. And nobody knows about that struggle. You can't tell anything, but that was what was happening. And then you walk, you have to smile, you keep it going for the nation, right? Exactly.
For the culture.
Yeah, for the culture.
Okay, dokes. And so, in wrapping up, when we began, you mentioned the disconnect and the fact that people were not so interested in pageantry. Going forward, you're a shining example of a beauty queen and what it should look like. Going forward, how would you whip up the interest again, not just in people who want to go into pageantry or modeling, but even just for the general.
We've lost that in Ghana, and I would totally tell anybody watching this right now that there's hope in pageantry, and pageantry isn't just glitz and glam. It's not about you seeing the pretty or beautiful faces, wearing the best clothes and then driving maybe nice cars. It has nothing to do with that. There's something beyond pageantry that we need to look at as a people. Pageantry is a platform to sell our country. It's a platform for tourism, let me put it that way, because we are all ambassadors. When we step out there, we are no longer called by our names. We are called Ghana. So whatever the person wears, whatever the person talks about, whatever literally her whole life is Ghana. And I think we should put in so much more effort to support, and that's also something that pageantry or beauty queens or beauty pageant organizations are lacking. There's not so much support from the Ministry of Tourism or probably any other organization. They lack that, and they try their best to still go out there and then push the ladies, to empower them to go out there and represent a whole nation. So I think it's high time we put in so much as well in it. It's high time we support them. It doesn't have to be financially. It can be, mental support. It could be, social media is making it so much easy right now. But a little post, but a little comment, a little tag, and then the person is good to go. It's not about the person. It's about the country. And I think this is another way or another platform we can use to put Ghana out there. Nice. It's not just about the year of return, which is doing really great, but I think pageantry is now it's time for pageantry, and we should probably look at that as well.
Nice. It's been a pleasure, a real pleasure having this conversation with you. We've been speaking with Miss Universe Ghana 2002. She represented Ghana at Miss Universe World, and she's an embodiment of beauty embrace. And Gracia, Efua, Kaley, Mofuman to the whole reality. This has been our show. Thank you for staying with us. We'll see you again tomorrow at 5:55. Remember, the hashtag to follow is GTV Breakfast everywhere. Bye.